From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 7, streaming now.
WRTV Investigates has uncovered a rising scam aimed at Medicare recipients. This time, the scammers are stealing your Medicare dollars and peace of mind. Thanks for joining us here at 7 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starrentino. Nick Spurgis of Bloomington got a phone call from Medicare. Even though he's not on Medicare, Nick hung up the phone but says the caller was convincing, asking for his personal info like his Medicare number and Social Security number. It's a scam the Federal Trade Commission says is on the rise, targeting your Medicare dollars and personal info. Senior Medicare Patrol in Indiana says they are getting a lot of complaints as well.
The call that you get will typically start with a pre-recorded message saying that you are eligible for a free or low cost back or knee brace under Medicare.
Anna Miller in Oklahoma received a back brace, shoulder brace, and a couple other pieces of medical equipment, even though she never ordered them. And the worst part, the cost of the back brace charged to her Medicare account. Just a reminder, if someone calls and says they're with Medicare and offers you a free or low-cost brace, hang up right away. Medicare will never call you with such an offer.
Now to our continuing coverage of the coronavirus and its impact on Indiana. We've set another new high for COVID-19 cases. 4,462 cases reported today, and 45 more Hoosiers have died, bringing the total number of COVID-related deaths to 4,269. Since March, more than 196,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for the virus, and more than 3 million tests have been administered in Indiana. At least 234,000 people have now died from COVID-19 here in the U.S., and the pandemic has taken center stage in the presidential election. Health experts warn things will only get worse as we head into winter if Americans don't follow safety precautions. ABC's Rena Roy now with the latest.
As America remains laser focused on this contentious presidential election, COVID-19, the backdrop in this moment of history, continuing to ravage the country. Infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci warned for months the U.S. would hit 6-digit record daily case totals if the nation didn't work harder to contain the virus.
I would not be surprised if we go up to 100,000 a day if this does not turn around.
Wednesday, it happened. More than 102,000 new cases were reported, according to the COVID tracking project.
Here we are, 8 months later, and our state, our nation, and our world are still grappling with how to keep people safe.
The governor of Connecticut announcing a new rapid test for schools across the state, with spread amongst students still a big concern for many.
And I hope what a difference it makes in allowing us to keep our schools open safely.
This special education teacher in Arizona recently falling victim to the virus.
Just complete sadness and concern for his wife, Denise. I can't imagine her pain.
In the race for a vaccine, Oxford researchers saying their vaccine, a frontrunner developed in partnership with AstraZeneca, could have results before the end of the year, with the vaccine potentially rolled out soon after.
Meantime, a new study from the CDC shows employed adults are more than twice as likely to test positive for COVID-19 if they go into work or in office compared to those working remotely. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
The State Department of Health is asking for retired nurses, doctors, and other reserve healthcare workers to help out at long-term care facilities. The National Guard has also already been deployed to dozens of nursing homes throughout the state. Their goal is to help with testing, reporting, visitor registration, infection protocol, and other tasks.
Our first few days in the facilities have been very productive. The feedback that we are getting is that our soldiers and airmen are augmenting the staffs, and they're helping the staffs with adherence to CDC guidelines for wearing their PPE. They're helping at screening at the front door. They're taking temperatures and really enabling the staff to do their jobs.
The plan is to have more than 400 soldiers deployed to more than 500 nursing homes by the middle of the month. The Colts are in the process of contact tracing after a staff member tested positive for COVID-19. In a tweet, the team says they found out about the positive case this morning. The staff member is now self-quarantining and under the care of team doctors. Practice will still go on at the Indiana Farm Bureau Football Center, but meetings will be held virtually away from the facility. The team is following the NFL's intensive protocol.
It may not feel like it this week, but winter is getting closer, and with no sign of the pandemic letting up, that has business owners wondering how they can keep their customers safe and comply with Marion County's restrictions when temperatures are freezing and below. Our Cameron Riddle shows you how a grant program from the city could help keep business flowing and customers warm.
When it's 70 degrees outside, it's not a bad night to sit outside and enjoy a meal or a drink. But as winter gets closer, business owners aren't so sure that sitting outside and eating is going to be a feasible plan to survive winter in the middle of a pandemic.
You know, I mean, if every day could be like today and what this weekend is supposed to look like, that'd be great.
But year-round summer temperatures are not likely in Indiana. So business owners like Jason Mugg of 9 Irish Brothers are trying to plan for outdoor dining in cold temperatures.
It's a lot of thinking into what could happen, what customers are going to want. Are they going to want to sit inside a tent with the big heaters and all that stuff? Are they going to want to be able to come out and enjoy themselves just like they would inside, but at a safer place outside?
Tents and heaters could soon be the latest fixtures in areas like Mass Ave, thanks to a $1 million Ready for Winter grant from the city of Indianapolis, which will allow Marion County bars, restaurants, and live event venues to purchase equipment to keep diners warm, along with tables, chairs, and PPE.
That definitely helps out if we're going to be doing the outdoor dining.
Mugg says while sitting in a tent doesn't automatically erase the threat of coronavirus, it does create more space for customers to spread out while using the existing building and the outdoor space. He says in this unpredictable year, it's an idea he's willing to try.
I mean, I will definitely apply for it just so I'm definitely able to have it in the works of, hey, you know what, if it's going to work for us or if I can do it, I want to be able to have that option. I don't want to just say no to it.
Cameron Riddle, WRTV.
The Ready for Winter grants are funded by the city's share of the federal CARES Act money. The grant is available on a first-come, first-served basis to Marion County establishments until November 20th. Kevin.
All right, let's talk about the evening, which is a beautiful evening in progress. Check out Saturn and Jupiter. They're hanging out together in the southwestern sky now. Most of us could see that. If you're from Terre Haute to Indy, Muncie, Northwest, you shouldn't have to battle the cloud covers to see that, South and east of Indy, though, clouds are still hanging out. The clearing line will reach all of central Indiana later this evening and set the stage for what will be a great day tomorrow. 55 in Indy, 60 in Bloomington. Temperatures on average will drop into the mid-40s tomorrow morning and then climb some 30 degrees from morning low to afternoon high. Warmest temperatures will be in the southern portion of the state. We'll have to wait to see mid-70s for all of us until Sunday. Temperatures to the north well above the average high, which is 58 degrees this time of year. And again, we had the clouds today. That kept our temperature down a bit, but during the day tomorrow, we have sunshine to go with these temperatures that move well into the 70s. We'll talk about your weekend forecast and what change arrives early next week. There's a couple that you'll be interested in coming up.
Thank you, Kevin. The 4 officers accused in the George Floyd killing got answers to some pressing legal questions today. But are those answers what the defendants had hoped for? Find out straight ahead.
Plus, proof that just because you read it online doesn't make it true. How a TV station had to step right in the middle of accusations of ballot fraud in one city.
Police are looking into a deadly crash involving a motorcycle and 2 other vehicles. 1 person was killed. This happened around 11:30 last night at 46th Street and Binford Boulevard. The name of the victim has not been released, and so far we don't know if there were any other injuries.
The judge in the George Floyd case announced some key decisions today. The judge ruled the trial against the 4 police officers charged in Floyd's death will proceed in Hennepin County, Minnesota. The ruling is a blow to the defense, which requested a change of venue. The judge also approved the state's request for the officers to be tried together. One of them, Derek Chauvin, was seen in videos kneeling on Floyd's neck for nearly 8 minutes on May 25th, while Floyd told the officers that he could not breathe. Chauvin is charged with second-degree unintentional murder and second-degree manslaughter in Floyd's death. The others are each charged with aiding and abetting second-degree murder and manslaughter. That trial has been set for March 8th. The nation watches and waits as the cliffhanger election race moves toward a pivotal moment in the battleground states where the final votes are being counted. And as those votes keep coming, many Americans continue to be divided. They've been protests throughout the U.S. from both sides.
We believe Donald Trump has been fraudulently kind of screwed in multiple states.
The only way he can win is to steal an election.
Legally cast mail-in votes are still being counted in key states where the outcome is too close to call at this point. Donald Trump's team is seeking to keep his slim path to victory alive, launching legal challenges in multiple states without offering evidence of irregularities. Meanwhile, Joe Biden's campaign manager says the Democratic nominee is on the pace to win the presidency, but they are urging patience.
We want to try to clear up some misinformation you may have seen on social media after Election Day. A conservative website posted video of what it claimed was absentee ballot fraud, but was not. This is the video in question. It shows a man rolling a wagon into a building where mail ballots are being counted in Detroit. The website that posted the video claims the wagon was carrying a ballot box long after ballots should have been delivered. That is not true. The man in the video is actually a photojournalist with our Scripps station in Detroit, WXYZ. He was wheeling in equipment for the TV station's news crews who were working long hours covering the ballot count in Michigan. So again, if you see any other claims about that video, we wanted to make sure you had the correct story. And social media giants Facebook and Twitter say they are keeping tabs on election misinformation. Twitter continues to label misleading tweets, including from President Trump when he claimed to win the election. Twitter is limiting how information can be shared by removing replies and likes and allowing users to only share their own comments rather than retweet. Facebook is not restricting how posts can be shared or viewed, but they say they are making a strong effort to label misinformation. Facebook placed labels on the top of certain feeds, reminding users that final vote counts may be different from initial vote counts.
There is so much uncertainty as we wait for the final election results. Many people are feeling anxious and worried. So imagine what it's like for kids watching and absorbing all this turmoil. Up next, how you can talk to them about what's happening.
I'm sure you're thinking about the weekend, so we'll talk about the weekend coming up. We'll define warm and which day will be warmest coming up.
Former Vice President Joe Biden has broken the record for the most number of votes cast for any presidential candidate in history. The record was previously held by his running mate, former President Barack Obama. According to the Associated Press, Biden surpassed 70,330,000 votes as of 2:38 Wednesday afternoon. Now, to put that, To put that in perspective, in 2008, Obama set the record with 69.5 million votes. The turnout statistics for this year's election underscore how much more engaged voters are compared with 2016.
2 days post-election and the country is still gripped by uncertainty. It can be stressful for us adults, but experts remind us we have to remember our kids are watching. Lindsay Boach spoke with a child psychologist who says this year there are a few changes when it comes to advice to talking to your kids.
This is a fraud.
No one's going to take our democracy away from us.
The divisiveness has gotten so significant, and we really can't help prevent our kids from getting exposed to it.
For months before this polarized election, our children have seen attack ads, rallies, and protests. And with how divided our country is right now with this election,
it's inevitable that they're going to see it.
So child and adolescent psychologist Dr. Jessica Hawks says instead of trying to shield our children, we should be open and have age-appropriate conversations.
A lot of times parents worry that approaching these sensitive topics can somehow be unhelpful or maybe amplify the problem, but the opposite is true. Talking about it is really important.
But it's not just talking with our children. We have to be mindful of the conversations we have with the other adults in our house.
As parents, we just have to be really aware of how we're showing up every day in front of our kids to make sure that we're doing the things that we need to be doing to promote our kids' health and well-being.
She says this is a great opportunity to teach our kids several lessons. One is how to be a critical thinker with not just what they see or hear, but this election cycle, what some children might read online.
One of the things parents can be doing right now is teaching their kids how do you evaluate the information out there in a critical way, look to trusted news sources to be able to inform people's opinions.
Another thing you can teach your kids is how to have differing viewpoints.
It's important that kids learn how to stop, listen, ask questions, and be open to other people's perspectives, and be able to do that in a way that maybe at the end of that conversation, you don't change your opinion, but you have the ability to engage in that important political discourse in a respectful way.
Especially in this election that's split so closely down the middle. I'm Lindsay Boach reporting.
Temperatures the story now and will be through early next week. Then we'll transition to below average temperatures, and I guess you'll care about those just as much because it will change the way you dress. 54 in Tipton, 53 in Peru. Again, skies are clearing northwest of Indianapolis to the south and east. We're hanging in there with some cloud cover. 55 in Columbus, Richmond, and eastern Indiana at 57 degrees. Let's talk about some headlines here as we go through the next several days. Dry and sunny, that is through Monday. And temperatures are going to be warmest Sunday and Monday, right at record warmth. Those records were set back in 1999. Keep our eye on storm potential on Tuesday. We'll call that Transition Tuesday, which will lead to the much cooler temperatures in the middle of the week. Tomorrow, 71. As you can see, temperatures climb Saturday and Sunday, peaking Sunday with a mixture of clouds and sunshine and within 1 degree of the record high temperature. If you're going to get that close, my philosophy always is we might as well get historical credit for that. Tomorrow, sunshine. That'll start the day and finish our day and lead into what will be a beautiful evening. Temperatures tomorrow respond to the southwest wind that'll be around 10 miles per hour. It won't be as strong as today. Temperatures across all of central Indiana well above the average high, as I mentioned, of 58 degrees. Nice night for Friday night football. Temperatures stay in the 50s. Skies will be clear. And of course, as get closer to state championship games, we're into the final outdoor games before moving in to play for those state championships. And you can't get a better Friday night than that in November. For the weekend, 72 tomorrow, or Saturday. Can't speed it up. Tomorrow's still Friday. Then 75 as we get into Sunday. Temperatures warmest as we go Sunday into Monday. There's your hourly Saturday forecast. Again, by the time we get to about 2 to 3 is when we'll jump into the low 70s. The wind will be south at about 5 miles per hour, so it won't be very strong. If you're out trying to rake leaves, you won't have to chase those to finally take care of them. 75 is your predicted high Sunday. That's after starting at 51 for the morning low. The record high is 76. I want to point out, Monday, still mild. Tuesday, still mild, but thunderstorms become more likely Tuesday night, opening the door to much cooler conditions by the time we get to Wednesday. Wednesday and Thursday, highs will be in the 50s, low temperatures back into the 30s, but all indications are that that may be a brief trip back into the 50s as forecasts beyond the 7-day hint at getting temperatures back above average. We'll be back with more news here at 7 right after this.
Spotify wants to make it easier for you to stream music. The music streaming service announced Apple Watch owners can stream songs from the device. The upgrade does not require users to have their iPhone nearby. There are a couple of catches. The new feature requires the latest version of the Spotify app. It also requires users own the Apple Watch Series 3 or later and have a cellular or Wi-Fi signal.
Well, we all know politics can be a rough environment, but this is a campaign that really went to the dogs. The town of Rabbit Nash, Kentucky elected a French bulldog as its mayor. Wilbur edged out a fierce field of renowned rivals, including Smokey the Rooster and Stella the Fat Cat. The town has elected a dog mayor every 4 years since the 1990s. Residents cast their vote by donating to the local historical society. No word on Mayor Wilbur's first order of business, but one thing's for sure, he'll need to govern with equal parts bark and bite.
That is a good idea. I bet she's going to add some bark parks. That's my thought. I hear crickets. All right, temperatures in the low 70s tomorrow. Maybe some canine officers, too. You know, he's going to be partial.
We were laughing, Kevin. Our mics were off.
We even paused to laugh. All right. We'll see you back here at 11.